Kathy Gill here with Gearbox Topics, and today we're going to talk about Rigging 101, and I have a special guest. His name is Dale Stewart from AHS Rescue.
Thank you for inviting me, Kathy.
Today we're going to talk about basic rigging. Glad to have you. Rigging 101. So we're going to start with our load.
What kind of load do we have? We have a cell antenna. Its cost is about $2,200, so we want to make sure that this flies up. So some of the decisions that we need to make is whether or not we're going to fly an object up horizontally or vertically. And then at that point in time, we need to decide how we're going to rig that antenna. What have you got going on with
Well, we're gonna fly this up horizontally because we need to connect it right to the tower.
Oh, so it's got two clamps here, and so you're gonna move it into place and bolt it right into place.
Exactly, because you're going up on the tower, and I want to make sure your job is nice and easy.
Good.
All right.
I like that. Once I'm at the top of the tower, I secure my block at the top and make sure that it can't slide or run. It's on an appropriate anchor. The block is a prusik winding pulley block, so I can put a prusik up there. And so then I call back down to the ground crew. Set. She does the same thing down here. She secures the bottom block so that it is a directional pulley. Has no mechanical advantage, and Kathy will talk about that later. It is a prusik mining pulley so that the prusik mines to the back side of the pulley here, and so that as your load progresses,
it's going to capture it. We have two square blocks. So we have one up there and one at the bottom. So we can actually capture our load in two separate locations because we don't want to have dropped mounts, dropped antennas, dropped anything. Nor do we want this thing dropped on anybody. Safe and efficient, clean rigging. So let's talk about our sling angles. Our sling angles need to be between 45 degrees.
There's a lot of ways to get angled. Kathy has a tool.
So I like to use this app. So in my tower safety training classes, I give you guys some tools that make your job a little bit easier. This right here is about 59 degrees.
So then what would you have if my angles were this?
So if our angle is at 37 degrees.
Yeah, okay, is that better than this?
Now we're at 66.
Which one do you like better?
I prefer the 66.
Right, so as you go further out, it puts more compression on that antenna, and we don't want to damage it because the boss is a little sensitive about that. So it comes up into a...
This is a Portuguese bowline. Look at this Portuguese bowline, and it's
forward-facing loop. It's a retrace, so that it gives us an attachment point so that we can put a tagline on, so we can fly it just far enough away from the tower to not run that expensive antenna into it, beating it up. Goes up to a top block, which I've already rigged. I make sure that that can't slide one way or the other. I put my top block in it. My pulley, I drop my rope in it, send it back down to you so that you can rig it up down here in the bottom. And down here, you've done the same thing. And what kind of pulleys are these?
This is a square bottom pulley. This prusik, and you guys know in the tower safety training classes, give everybody rope so we can make a double fisherman's. This double fisherman's we turn into a prusik.
The double fisherman, so you can turn it and wrap it into a prusik. Copy. Okay, understood.
One more time before we show you and demonstrate how this thing works. So according to the ANSI 10.48, we have our working load limit slings to a shackle to our block. Our block is within the ASME standards. We have our Portuguese bowline. Our sling angles are correct.
It will also allow you to micromanage that. So if he says, I need up 2 inches, so you can take this and go 2 inches and let it back down. Can you bring it down an inch? I can take this, break this prusik loose, and bring it down just like that. I can micromanage this where I can bring it down consistently a foot. It's a much better way to safely position your equipment and secure your loads. This is Dale with AHS Rescue and Kathy with
Tower Safety. Thanks for watching.